Oh, what did Skylar say? So basically, what happened? I went over there to de-escalate the situation.
And Skylar Diggins getting into it right now with Candace.
So then my teammate come over there laying, they talking woo, 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 woo. And I was just sitting back, listening to the whole little conversation. And I'm like, you know what? That whole little crush that I thought I had is out the window. It's gone. And you know what she told me? You know what she told me? She said, shut up. You still like me.
Why do you think everyone thought that you was with us?
Well, Courtney, you thought I was gay for a little bit. Why did you think I was gay?
Well, I can tell you why I thought she was gay. She's just so, what's the word, Court? Come on, twin.
She like a free spirit.
Yeah, like she just so
like Magic School Bus.
Literally.
Yes, bro. Like
yeah.
Guys, hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Geneva. This is Geneva in General. And guys, I just came back from the salon. And when I was on my way back from the salon, I actually kind of drove like through downtown Columbus, Ohio area. And I noticed it was like, a little bit more police presence. And apparently they have gay pride going on, right? It's today, guys, just happens to be June 14th. The entire month of June, okay, is for pride, okay? That is to celebrate the sexualities, the various vast sexualities of human sexualities that there is on the spectrum, okay? So again, guys, happy pride to all and all who celebrate. Also, it was like a protest. There was protesting Trump in downtown Columbus, okay? That's also why the police was out there in full effect. But I wanted to actually do a revisit, okay, on a topic, of course, that I had covered. This was like 7 months ago. Let me see, guys, real quick. Let me just see the exact date. Because there's a reason why I'm doing this. I wanted to also wait until, the right timing, which is now, because it is June. It is actually, like, Pride. So I had posted this video, okay, on my channel. It just says 7 months ago. It won't tell me the exact date. Are you serious? It's called, Why Are So Many WNBA Players Lesbian? And I said, Theories on Female Basketball Player Sexuality, okay? Now, the reason why I'm doing this video is because when I previously posted this, again, I was still back in New Mexico, stationed in Cannon. I was a Security Forces augmentee. It probably got like no more than, say, 1,200 views, okay? Just 1,200 views. You know how I am. I just, I post what I post, I upload. That's very rare that I go back and revisit videos, right? I'm constantly doing videos every day, making content. And also just being a student and being in the military, it's like a lot going on. So I'm like, you know what? It's like out of sight, out of mind. I did that video 7 months ago. It now has reached over 36,000 views, okay? That's big for my channel. And then every day I keep getting these messages of like, people in the comments debating this video. Like people are like, there's some people who are upset. They low-key are like saying like, hateful things. I ain't gonna lie. It's a hateful comments and hate speech towards any players. I don't care who it is or the reason why, because of their race, sexuality, what team they playing on. Again, you ain't gotta like everybody, but like just attacking people, wishing harm and bad on people, I'm just not for that, okay? So I have to delete some of the comments, unfortunately. But I'm like, it just got me thinking like, where is this resurge of like this video I did like 7 months ago? I completely forgot about, okay? Listen, I'll drop the link in the description below of the direct video, guys, if you want to revisit what I said, because again, it was some things that people were like, well, where are you getting these sources from? And woo, woo. So it's actually one article that I actually was able to find. I believe this is the same article that I want to actually go back and revisit. So it was like some ignorant comments made. I forgot his last name, but this guy named Clay, he's like a sports journalist commentator. He was calling like, the WNBA is a black lesbian league, and that's the reason why it's so much resentment towards Caitlin Clark, woo, woo, woo. And even in my previous video talking about, player sexuality and just the culture of like how the WNBA is just so inclusive to women, period, okay? So it's so diverse. You got Alyssa Peely. I believe she's of, she's from Alaska, but she has, I believe, like not Hawaiian, but Polynesian descent. You got players like, Tahina Powell. She's from San Diego. Okay, she's also from, I believe, Polynesian descent. And Dejanay Carrington is from San Diego. She's African American. So many African American women, obviously, were the majority of the league. But, you have players who are from Africa. You have players who are from Europe who are African or Caribbean descended. Okay, you have Caucasian women. You have Caucasian women who are Russian or who are other European ethnicities, such as Zena Salini. She's Italian. And you have Dorka Huhas, I believe, who was like Dutch. It's like, again, like the WNBA is so inclusive, not just for women of all shapes, sizes, talents, ethnicities, race, backgrounds, cultures, colors, creeds, languages, religion, faith, etc., but also sexuality. Because again, guys, believe it or not, as a human being, you are a part of nature, and a large part of nature is sexuality. But to conclude this and sum this up, guys, when I revisit this, this lady that I actually just pinned her comment, she posted this on my previous video talking about this very discussion, this topic, and I had pinned her comment because it's beautiful. This is what she said. She said, a lot of these comments make me sad, which is why I was like deleting so many. She says, so much ignorance. I'm a gay woman here. I promise there's not much mystery to this. Women who identify as gay tend to be drawn to athletics because we often don't have the typical female interests. As a kid, dolls, makeup, and dress up didn't appeal to us. A lot of us grew up wanting to play sports at recess with the boys. Conversely, a lot of young straight girls gravitate away from sports if they're being perceived negatively and unattractive by their male peers. And that sucks again. Like, it's plenty of straight heterosexual women who got children, husbands, etc., like such as Nafisa Collier. And it's like, I don't understand, like, why is it seen as like manly or unattractive for a woman to play sports? Again, the school I was going to, like the schools I grew up in, like if you was a woman, especially if you was black and you was like that girl, especially on like the track team, you played basketball, soccer, tennis, like you were that girl, right? And to me, like just having that discipline and like that, the way it just transforms your body, okay, playing team sports or participating in athletics, okay, that's a huge boost, okay, for not just your self-esteem and confidence, but also your overall health and appearance, and that, which is extremely attractive, okay, to most people. We gay women are afraid to go all out and get stronger and intimidate the boys. Yes, of course, this is a generalization, but this whole discourse is a generalization. Additionally, there are studies that show female sexuality is more fluid than male sexuality, which helps to explain why you see it more in women's sports than men's. And again, I understand that completely, yes. Again, sexuality is in a spectrum, but you know, as women, we're just more complex beings, not complicated. We are the more complex gender. And it just so happened to be that ours is, you know, our sexuality is just a bit more fluid than men's. Okay, it goes across all types of spectrums. It's from the website researchgate.net. Okay, the title of this journal article is The WNBA in Athletic Performance Based on Sexual Orientation. Let me just read to you guys the abstract, okay? It said, there is more sexuality diversity in women's sports than in men's sports. This makes the Women's National Basketball Association one of the only sports where a comparison of athletic performance based on sexuality is possible. Sex differences in athletic performance emerge during puberty, due in part to more testosterone than straight women. Thus, it is possible that there are differences in women's athletic performance based on sexual orientation. In this study, we used publicly available information to determine results showed that lesbian guards are more accurate shooters with a significantly higher field goal percentage than straight guards. And regardless of position, lesbian players average more assists per game. Aside from these findings, overall performance was similar regardless of athlete's sexual orientation. We argue that no athlete should be discounted based on sexual orientation, whether straight athletes in women's sports or gay athletes in men's sports. So again, overall, just to conclude that journal article finding, okay, that little study, yes, overall in the WNBA, it appears as though the lesbian women, they actually outperform other guards, and when it comes to like just scoring abilities, overall efficiency rating, and assists, okay, but overall, all in all, at the end of the day, there isn't much difference between a heterosexual woman or a lesbian woman's overall performance, okay, when it comes to playing basketball, playing in sports, period, okay? But again, it's not just in basketball. We see a lot of lesbian women in the sport of soccer, aka football, okay? I know overseas, like in Europe and everybody else in the world calls it football, rather. I'm American, we call it soccer here, okay? Football/soccer. There's a large element of, you know, women who are, you know, homosexual in those sports. Even in tennis, okay? They say like it's like much more of a straight women's thing. It's lesbian women in tennis, swimming, lacrosse. I don't know. It's like, again, anything that's like physical, like a physical sport, or like when you have to compete physically, and it's a large group of women, there is an element, there's going to be a population and element of women who are homosexual. And again, guys, I'm going to link the article below, but again, like they have links saying like, you know, the whole, like, one of the theories around human sexuality, but specifically for female sexuality, is that a female fetus in the womb, if she is exposed to like higher testosterone levels, it'll actually boost her testosterone, and she's actually kind of like more wired. Okay, I don't want to sound like pseudoscience, but again, I'm going to drop the articles below. But it's like since she's more exposed to testosterone, it actually can affect, okay, it doesn't always automatically mean that it will alter or affect her sexuality, but more than likely she's going to be more attracted to women, and also just be more physical and just be more athletic and have that, you know, that interest in playing sports. Again, don't quote me on it, okay? This is just the research that I've come to conclude. And again, also, not only is it June, okay, Pride Month, happy Pride again to everybody who celebrate, but also, I saw Natisha Heidemann, guys, they are hilarious. Natisha Heidemann and Courtney Williams of the Minnesota Lynx, they have a Twitch podcast, okay? They go live, okay, every day that there's not games. So if they're not playing a game, they are live. And they were talking to a teammate by the name of Alanna Smith. They were like, yeah, when we first saw you, we thought you were gay. And she was like, why? Why did everybody think I was gay on the team? And it was like, you're just so fluid. You're just so free. You give like Mrs. Frizzle from the Magic School Bus. Like, you're just so free. That's what Courtney Williams kept saying. And again, like when you think of the WNBA, a lot of the women who probably had like previous inclinations of being attracted to a woman or women in general, because it's such an inclusive environment. Again, guys, the WNBA seems like such a safe space. I know y'all probably like safe space, everybody getting snapped up and injured. Okay, when I talk about like, politically, Black Lives Matter be trending, so it's very, pro women, pro Black women, pro, all types of sexuality. So again, like it's such an inclusive, safe space that even if you would see like women back in the day, like again, I'm just, okay, I don't want to like name drop specifically, but Candace Parker, women such as Candace Parker, and she ain't the only one who were even like previously married to a man or even had children with a man. Coach Stephanie White, okay, she was married to a man, had 3 sons, I believe, or 1 to 3 sons with him, and then she divorced him, got married to a woman, divorced her. Now she's dating the Lisa Salters, guys. Yes, Stephanie White, the head coach of the Indiana Fever, she is in a lesbian relationship with Lisa Salters, okay? And again, she previously was with a man. And a lot of people's like, Candace Parker, Candace Wiggins was like, they're turning the girls out in the WNBA, and it's just so, ooh, that's why I left, because I was being harassed, and people was hating on me because I was straight. Again, that was her experience. It is what it is, but like Alanna Smith said, like she said, I'm a strong ally for these women. Strong ally for, women who are attracted to women, heterosexual, homosexual, bisexual, pansexual, etc., etc. You had men that were upset, and like people were like just kind of like scratching their head confused. Like, how is it that you're a woman who you were previously married to a man, had a child and or children with a man, like Candace Parker, to name one, and now you're married to a woman, okay? Like Candace Parker is a Black woman from St. Louis, was married to a Black man, got a little Black daughter. First of all, her husband filed divorce on her, okay? That's the tea. And then she fell in love with a Russian white woman when she was not stationed. I almost said stationed. I'm so military. When she was playing overseas in Russia at that time. And again, like Russia is very, they have very strict anti-homosexual laws. They have to keep it under wraps. Okay. But she said they always started off as friends, and it was just so unexpected. Like it just happened out of the blue. She was not looking to be with a woman. She was not thinking about women before this. It's just that she built a very close and special bond with her now wife. At that time, she was just teammates with this woman on a Russian basketball women's league team. And like, it just took off from there. And again, it's like people are like scratching their head. Well, how come? So again, it's like, it's literally just a factor, a multitude of factors, which causes, it's like, again, I don't believe men or women don't turn gay. Okay. You either was like born that way, you had an inclination, or sometimes it just spontaneously happens. I don't believe people can turn people. If that makes sense. Again, people like such as Candace Parker, when you see them come in as straight and they leaving gay. Stephanie White, shout out to her, they coming in as straight, she leaving gay. They already had that inclination, or they found a person who just so happens to be a woman. And again, the WNBA and women's basketball, women's athletics, and sports in general, it's just so inclusive, and it's just so normal. It's normal to be on a team where like half of them are like in serious committed relationships with another woman. So it's like it just gives them more, I don't want to say leverage, it gives them more confidence and security to live in their truth. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to revisit that video because it's like trending low-key. It's like every day I keep getting these comments and messages popping up because again, I got my own notifications turned on my channel, of course. It's my YouTube channel. And I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, and I clicked on it, I said over 36,000 views. I'm like, it just keeps growing. I'm like, I didn't know my words or like, just the topic in general would be this controversial. Again, guys, sexuality is fluid. Sexuality is on the spectrum. Sexuality is complex and complicated. But all in all love, no hate. And again, happy Pride.